says the law of execution has been in the Gambia since the colonial era and in other countries without controversy. She thereby applauded the move made by the elders and their continued support for the government. For Grts News, I am Ajami Sise.
Well, Gambians from different backgrounds have been weighing in on the recent execution of 9 death row convicts in an outing that took him to certain areas in the metropolis, including the capital city. Famara Fofana sounded the views of scores of locals and reports. Whilst many see the death penalty as a constitutional provision that can deter crime, they also appealed to the head of state to spare the remaining death row inmates.
Days after the Gambia government announced the execution by firing squad of 9 death row convicts, we took to the streets to gauge the opinion of the public on the matter.
If anybody killed, that party must be also killed. That's what I want to say.
While there were few who claimed not to be in tune with recent developments surrounding the executions, there was no shortage of people who articulated their thoughts. Benjamin Gomez is a prospective law student at the UTG.
To kill a human being, I think the best way you can be killed, according to our constitution, is for you to be killed too. Yeah, we're going to realize that, we've just seen that recently people are just killing willingly without finding accurate reason of killing, you see. But let's say if I kill a friend, not deliberately, let's say maybe it's accidentally driving and I didn't notice the friend and I kill him, I don't think it's worthy for me to be killed. Yeah, but I'm also convinced that what the judge has judged and said these people are killed is beyond any reasonable doubt that they have killed because they want to kill. If your own family is killed, let's say my own brother has been killed by somebody, I think the only way I can be satisfied is for the individual to be killed too.
In the Gambia here, it's a good sample. If somebody did something bad, if you kill somebody deliberately, you should be killed.
Anyway, it's a good idea because killing now is rampant in the Gambia. So they have to do it live so that people will, those killing will stop it.
People like Yahya Sidibe would not dwell on the issue because, in his words, his knowledge on the executions is just too limited. There are many others, however, who said the executions are constitutionally sanctioned, although that was the viewpoint of Mam Demba. His appeal to the president and that of this young lady is forgiveness for the remaining convicts on death row. I believe anyone found wanting of a crime can be pardoned, and in this light, I would like to appeal to the head of state to consider doing that. Alhaji Daudanjai, a friend to the Mariamakunda resident who was killed a few years ago, was joined by several people who said the death penalty will only serve as a deterrent to any form of crime that could threaten the peace and tranquility in the country. They too called for mercy on the part of President Jammeh. Famara Fofana, Grts.
The Director General of Gambia Tourism Board has used the opportunity provided by the build-up to the winter season to warn against erecting illegal structures within the tourism development area. Benjamin Roberts and officials of partner institutions were on an inspection tour of the TDA. Babukar Kamara went along and he now reports.
The main reason for the outing really is to help us at the Gambia Tourism Board to have a better appreciation of the sort of activities that are taking place within the coast.
It is his first major field activity and that of his department following his appointment as Director General of the Gambia Tourism Board earlier this year. The debilitating condition of some beach bars and dense hideouts, coupled with some fishing activities within the tourism development area, is a practice authorities are not willing to compromise.
Now, you've got designated fish landing sites on the entire coast. So the question is, why are these fishermen choosing to land their catches on an area that is exclusively for tourists? So you now talk of the sun, the sand, and the sea, and you have fishing activity within the midst. It's not actually going to help in the promotion of tourism, because then we'll be sort of a condoning, the creation of dirty beaches, because you're going to have small fish, leftover fish being thrown on the beach. So these activities actually have a negative impact on what we are trying to achieve in terms of promoting this country as a tourism destination.
The impact of canoes within the tourism development area is significantly contributing to coastal erosion, as fishing activities continues within the once sandy beaches.
It's quite important because if you want to promote tourism, there are certain things that you should not encourage. I'll give you an example. Around the Madis Pokoloko stretch, coming all the way down to Senegambia, you find a lot of the sand dunes being destroyed, and it's actually impacting on coastal erosion, and that is part of the reason why we decided to invite the NEA, so that they would give us their professional advice in terms of whether that's actually contributing or not.
Well, definitely it could significantly have an impact on tourism, because first of all, tourists leave their countries and come here because they want to have pristine beaches of the highest standard. Now, if you have drainage in the beach area, it will cause soil erosion, and this soil erosion affects the aesthetic value or how beautiful the beach is. Second, if you have waste on the beach, people also don't want to go on beaches with waste. So I think those two problems, when solved, can have a significant impact on our tourism market. The drainage systems need to be looked at properly, and the suitable plans need to be drawn up and then implemented. I would suggest having channels which go all the way from the source all the way into the water, rather than letting it run, because the higher the velocity of the water and the volume, the more soil which is eroded.
The first phase of the exercise, comprising of assessment and serving of demolition notices by the physical planning department, have just ended, while the second phase begins tomorrow and is proposed to start from Sheraton Beach Strip to Katong. Beach establishments are further warned and urged to regularize their licensing status with the Tourism Authority before start of the season. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
18 American Peace Corps volunteers are now ready to support the Ministry of Education's efforts to ensure effective teaching and learning. The volunteers went through a 2-week intensive training that exposed them to the Gambia's rich culture and other requirements. Louis Mendy reports.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge my duties in the Peace Corps. So help me God.
18 new Peace Corps volunteers recently took oaths of allegiance before the head of American diplomatic mission in the Gambia, a sign of renewed passion and commitment to thrive on the ideology of the late great John F. Kennedy, the founder of the Peace Corps. The volunteers have completed 2 weeks of intensive village-based pre-service orientation on the rich Gambian culture and how to communicate in local languages for excellent service delivery, and are expected to work with the Ministry of Basic Education to promote effective teaching and learning.
You will be the mirror through which your host communities will contemplate and appreciate the American people. You will also be the mirror through which the American people contemplate and appreciate the Gambian people. You're truly ambassadors of peace and friendship. Your job won't be easy, but you've demonstrated in your training that you're up to the task. I am impatient to hear some of you speak to us of Wolof, Mandinka, Pular, Sarahole.
The Gambia is one of those developing countries enjoying the services of the Peace Corps volunteers. For over 4.5 decades today, Peace Corps volunteers have contributed in the country's education, health, and agriculture sectors. The new volunteers, having taken their oaths, are ready to endure similar challenges with renewed resilience, loyalty, and commitment.
For the next 2 years, you're going to be the catalyst of positive change, strengthening the capacity of Gambian teachers to facilitate and improve learning for the Gambian youth. This role will require a lot of skills and patience on your part. Language skills, cultural adaptation, technical skills, and the ability to stay healthy, safe, and positive.
Education is the surest investment for national development. The news that the 18 volunteers would work with Ministry of Education towards ensuring the realization of quality education for all Gambians brought personal joy to Professor Mamadou Ka, the Vice Chancellor of the University of the Gambia.
You've also come to serve on one of the most important sectors of our country, which is education. I had the opportunity, as a matter of fact, to meet some of you